What is up, everybody? In today's intense video, I'm going to be showing y'all something a bit different, but kind of the same. I'm going to be showing y'all this 1950s hit of the week 10-inch 78 micro groove cardboard enamel clear coat covered vinyl record. So, without further ado, let's just jump straight into today's video. Now, pretty much everybody watching this is familiar with the 33 1/3 and 45 RPM micro groove record standards. Now, those ain't the only record standards to ever exist. Before those two, there was the 10 and 12-inch 78 RPM record standard. Now, these older records are like hold 3.5 to 5 minutes of music on each side and use a specialized shellac material instead of a plastic vinyl, which means they have the consistency of a ceramic plate instead of the consistency of a vinyl record. But those ain't the only record standards to ever be created, because there were a few spin-offs like the flexi disc. Now, I don't have a flexi disc with me right now because they're incredibly rare, but it was like this super thin vinyl. It was the same material as your normal 33 or 45 vinyl record. It just was stamped so incredibly thinly, it had the thickness and the flexibility as a piece of paper, which is what meant it was like a small flexible square that they used to have in certain magazines. Now, those are incredibly rare, but they do technically exist. But what I'm about to show you is even rarer than a flexi disc. So rare that this video might be some of the only evidence that this format ever existed. And that format I'm about to show you is this really weird cardboard record. On the front, it says hit of the week and sort of looks like a normal 10-inch 78 or a normal vinyl record. However, when you feel it and when you flip it over, you can see that it's not normal. It's like a cardboard material. Best way I can describe this is it's like the cardboard on like a Cheez-It box or a cereal box. It's like this really thin, compressed, brown paper cardboard material. Now, the actual audio information is not stored on the cardboard. It's stored on a thin, clear coat enamel layer on the surface of the record. Now, I found two of these records, but I'm showing you this one because due to some cracks in that enamel clear coat layer, this one is totally unplayable, so it doesn't matter if I throw it around in a video. The other one is kind of playable. There's a crack near the edge, which means the first track is unplayable. But the second track kind of works. Now, in this video, I'm not actually going to be playing you this record. First of all, one of my records is totally unplayable. And while it does use the more modern LP micro groove needle for reading the information off of the record, the actual record itself spins at 78 RPM, but my turntable only goes up to a speed of 45. So the only way I can play this is by physically spinning the record on the turntable. And also, audio is one of the most defended types of media on the YouTube platform. So I definitely don't want to go around playing random songs off of a record I found in a box somewhere. So for all of those reasons, unfortunately, I won't be able to play you this record. Now, let's get back to the format. This record is 10-inch, but it has the LP microgroove needle for the information that's stored on the disc. Now, basically all of the records that use the microgroove groove size are running at 45 or 33 1/3 RPM. Now, there were some other experiments in the 50s and 60s with like dictation records and background music records that ran at 16 RPM or 8 RPM. But most microgroove records run at 45 or 33 1/3. Those are the speeds you're used to. However, this is not one of those records. This record is played at 78 RPM. Now, that's not super unusual. There were a few records pressed in the 50s that were like a vinyl with a microgroove record needle size, but ran at the faster 78 RPM speed. However, those are pretty uncommon, and all of the ones I've seen are vinyl. I've never seen anything like this before. Now, on the front, it says Hit of the Week, which makes me think this was some sort of like mail thing or like a disposable thing where every week you got one of these and you played it a few times and then just ditched it. So since it says Hit of the Week, I think it's something like that, where it was like every week they came out with another one and they were designed to be like played a few times and then disposed of, which is probably why they're so rare today. Now, on the front of the disc is the like Hit of the Week record label, the like name of whatever song happened to be on it. But on the back, there will always be like a random black and white photo of some dude you have never seen before. But what's more interesting is my records have a handwritten note on them. However, for reasons I'm about to explain, that note is almost completely illegible. The reason is this like handwritten note that's on the back of both of the records I have is in the older cursive writing format. Now, the text format most of y'all are familiar with is regular text, you know, with different distinct characters. However, there used to be a different writing format, and that was called cursive. Basically, the way that worked is it was like this highly stylized font where all the words connected together. Now, sometimes you still see this in like a sign or like an old cartoon or something, but other than those rare applications, this writing style has almost completely been phased out at this point. The reason is it's very hard to read, especially when it's been handwritten like this. Now, when you see it in a sign or something, it can kind of be readable because it's kind of just a highly stylized font, but when it's actually written down like this, it's been written so fast that it's almost completely illegible. But I will be throwing up some high quality photos of these notes on screen right now. So if some historian out there is watching this and can read that, they can leave down what that actually says in the comments section. Anyway, yeah, that's basically it for these really obscure paper, cardboard, enamel, vinyl, clear coat, hit of the week, 10-inch, 78 RPM records. So, if you like this video and want to watch more, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. But if you don't feel like subscribing yet, please feel free to check out another one of my videos that our AI overlords say you will like. And with that out of the way, bye.